Hello and welcome to Mind Over Matter. I'm your host, Thinketh, and on today's episode, we have the topic boredom. Are you listening to this while bored? Bored as you currently go to work, bored as you're driving back home, and bored at home as you have nothing to do. You have finished your chores, you've done all that you wanted to do, and now you're looking for something to fill your time. Luckily, this is for you. Boredom is something that we escape from daily. Now, it's something we barely experience at all. For most of us, that is. Every spare moment can be filled. A screen, a sound, a scroll, a distraction. Wow, what a wonderful experience that we can feel each and every spare moment we have. So the question isn't, is boredom bad? And it's not, is entertainment ruining us? The real question is simpler. What are we gaining with boredom, with entertainment, and what are we losing from both? Because boredom exists, entertainment exists. Both solve a problem, and both cost something. I'm not here to judge either. I'm just here to look at them honestly. What does boredom solve? What does entertainment solve? And what do they cost? Those are the questions we'll look deeply into. What do they cost? Do they even cost anything? Are there trade-offs to be made while we engage in either of them? First and foremost, why boredom? Why avoiding boredom makes sense? Let's be fair. No one actively seeks boredom. No one wakes up in the morning and says, today I want to be bored. I want to experience boredom. I want to find myself in boredom. I just want to be bored. No one is like that. And an honest question to ask is, why would anyone choose boredom if stimulation is available? Who doesn't want to be stimulated? Watch funny videos, watch content that they desire to watch, If you're passionate about film production, you're able to understand certain aspects that were difficult to be able to grasp in the past, but now you have YouTube, you can be able to learn from them. And those who are desiring, certain skills, you can be able to learn because of technology. So it's difficult for us to pass up stimulation when we are able to benefit from it. We can learn, we can be able to converse with others through TikTok, through Snapchat, through Instagram, through various methods of communication through technology. And it's difficult for us to pass up stimulation because it's enjoyable. The content we are rewarded with is enjoyable. We laugh, we share. It's something that we enjoy. It's not painful to us that we say, no, I don't want to watch this again. No. That's not the case. It's enjoyable. And isn't that the whole point of progression? What I mean by this is we can see how we have progressed from the time of music, feeling the silence, where people had vinyls. They played music when bored, dancing when they finished their chores, when we had books to read, novels, when we, to pass time as we were bored, and we had movies to pull us out of ourselves. Therefore, we can't say technology created this instinct within us. It only scaled what we used to have before, Now you can read Wattpad. Now you can watch movies on end. You can watch series on Netflix, on Hulu, it's only exacerbating what was there. The ways that we used to feel boredom. Now you can listen to music from Spotify, Apple Music. We can't blame technology because this is what we used to do in the past. We had ways of feeling boredom. And some people also don't find calmness in boredom because I believe it's a preconceived notion that being bored, you're calm, You have nothing on your mind, you're just there. But some people don't feel that calmness. They experience panic. For some people, they feel like doom is slowly creeping in, like sitting still makes everything heavy all at once. To them, that's how they feel while being bored. And when they're engaged, they feel alive. They feel focused, motivated, growing. They have something to do. I'm building my future with this project. I'm building myself as a brand as I create, this YouTube video or this blog or whatever I'm doing. They feel focused, they feel motivated, they feel they're growing, they feel like life has meaning to them again. But when boredom hits, oh my days, it feels like a collapse. What they were building feels blown away. Their mind starts turning on itself. Like silence isn't peaceful at all. It's overwhelming. So maybe distractions isn't laziness, it's regulation, because they know what silence does to them. They can't be bored. Their mind turns on them. Their mind gives them turmoil because of boredom. It's how some people stay functional, constantly engaged. And maybe avoiding boredom isn't weakness, it's self-preservation. Because to them, boredom is the worst enemy. They are a shell of themselves because of their silence. It deprives them of who they are, of what they're building, of what they're becoming each and every day. Maybe that's an effect of the attachment to constant simulation. I don't know. We can assume that we can say maybe that's a side effect, but we don't have absolute certainty that boredom actually makes them feel that way, that it's not a side effect, but that's how they actually feel. Maybe some people dread boredom. They can't be bored. And we want to look at what boredom might be offering. Not as a command, just as a possibility. And the question is, why does boredom feel so uncomfortable now? Why? Why do we feel this discomfort in sitting there doing nothing? I thought maybe we'd enjoy doing nothing because maybe we're tired of the constant productivity with the 1 million to-do lists that you have to do this tomorrow, today, at 10 a.m., 6 tasks, 7, 8. Maybe we need this stillness. But why this discomfort? What has changed? What makes you afraid or ignore or don't want anything to do with boredom? When there is nothing to consume, what shows up? Is it your thoughts? Are they nag you constantly? Is it something they're escaping from your thoughts? The restlessness? Ideas are maybe creeping in that you're afraid to tackle or pursue? Old emotions, maybe from past relationships? What you regret doing? I don't know. What happens in these situations? What happens to you? Is it your thoughts? Old emotions? You can't sit with yourself? What does boredom do to you? What does it reveal to you? Is boredom actually empty? Or does it bring something that we try to avoid? Some questions that are difficult for us to answer? Are we running away from ourselves? Are we feeling a void that we need to face? What is it doing to you? What do you do when you find yourself bored? What questions arise in your mind? What thoughts come to you? what does what do you repeat in your mind? What scenarios, what patterns of thought show up when you're bored? Or is it unstructured space we don't know how to sit with anymore? Because you're used to constant stimulation, we don't know how to sit in boredom. We don't know how to sit there and do nothing. Because we have cultivated the culture of doing something. And sometimes we do something which is not even productive. We are so focused on doing, but sometimes we do things for the sake of doing, just to make ourselves feel better maybe. At least today I did something. But as we examine what we did, is it as productive as we thought we did it? Is it fulfilling than just sitting there and doing nothing? Are we so caught up with productivity that we just do anything for the sake of the word I'm productive today, And from what I've read or seen from those who came up with great ideas, I've seen that creativity doesn't come from being entertained, which does not mean entertainment is wrong, but it means that space, that pause, that boredom gives us is helpful. That in those moments of letting our mind wander, ideas come to our mind, creativity is able to blossom, because now we put into pieces what you have consumed, maybe from school, from the videos you've watched. You understand, I can do this now. With the knowledge that I have, I can do this now. With the understanding that I have. Because of those moments, because of that pause, that now your brain is able to connect these pieces together. Your brain is able to come to its own understanding and give you a solid idea on how you should go about your work or your project. Maybe boredom is in punishment. It's a pause, as you've said, to let your mind reconstruct what you have learned, what you've watched, what you've consumed, and now come up with this understanding that maybe what this person is saying is this, They're trying to point me to this direction. Should I take this direction? In that pause, your mind is thinking of the scenarios. What if I take this direction? What are the benefits? What are the drawbacks? And boredom is not pleasant. It's not. At times you can sit there and nothing will come to mind. Nothing creative will come to you. And you just waste away with time. It's uncomfortable, yes, because I don't know, our bodies are just itching to do something. Our bodies want to feel like we're not wasting time. But we don't have to do something all the time. It's okay for us to take that pause. It's not dangerous. It's just revealing to us that it's okay. It's okay to let our mind pause. Because currently we consume so much and you have no time to digest what you've consumed, because the moment that you have to take in that time for digesting, you consume again, and you have a backlog of information that your mind wants to digest slowly to understand. What was I watching? What have I gotten from it? What are they trying to advise me to do? What are they telling me not to do? What are they telling me I should improve on myself? What are they telling me to, there's so much for your mind to be able to ask questions, to reflect, and to ponder on, for us to be able to get something constructive out of what you have watched. But if we fill that time with more consumption, we make it difficult for our minds, because now it's overwhelmed. There's so much with so little time to understand what we are watching, what we are doing. Maybe boredom isn't useless, it's just unmanaged. And it's difficult to manage it. It's true. Sometimes I I try to sit in boredom and it's hard. You're wondering when, when will time move? Do I get my phone? Do I do something? Do I go clean? Do I do this? Do I do this? It's difficult just to sit there and do nothing. And sometimes nothing creative will come. It's okay. We don't have to be creative all the time. We don't have to produce. It's okay. Sometimes you'll have nothing in mind. You'll just sit there. But you're doing your mind a benefit because it's digesting, it's understanding, it's making connections. And over time, creativity will come. Or an idea will come to you because you're doing it gradually. You're allowing your mind. It knows that this time I'm able to digest. I'm able to understand what happened during the day. I'm able to understand what I grasped last week, what I watched yesterday night. You're giving your mind that time to digest, to pause, to see what it aligns with and what it doesn't accept. Because at times we find ourselves consuming, we end up with half-baked ideas. We try to build upon what we have watched or listened, but we haven't fully grasped it. And we find ourselves unsure. But I thought I understood this, but you didn't. You didn't give your mind the time to fully grasp what you had. You didn't evaluate what you heard or saw and say, is this really true? For you to build your idea upon it. And we find ourselves with weak foundations of ideas or weak structures because we haven't given ourselves the time to fully understand or to fully reflect on them. We just build upon them without evaluation, without understanding. And some of the times they fail us, these ideas. Or we find ourselves copying one another because we haven't taken the time to make it our own. You find you start this, someone else already did it. You find 10 people open the same business. There's nothing wrong with that, but it lacks that originality. It lacks you. It lacks your uniqueness in it. And you find we are all offering the same thing. Whether you go to my shop or to his shop, there's no uniqueness in it. I'm not there. There's nothing of my own in it. It's just the same. It's the same. And that's the real tension. And here's where it gets interesting. If boredom is so unnecessary, why do people feel exhausted after endless entertainment? Have you ever felt exhausted after scrolling hours on end on your phone? I've seen videos where people, say they feel exhausted and they have done nothing. They've just been on their phone all day. It shows that it's mentally exhausting because your mind is also trying to understand, what am I watching? What am I learning from this? Should I implement it in my life? Should I do this? Should I do that? And if boredom is so powerful, why are so many people avoiding it like pain? Why are we avoiding boredom? I'm sure it's unpleasant. It's unpleasant. That's the first thing that comes to mind. It's not easy just to sit down and do nothing. It takes us to accept that we can't always be productive, We can't always do a million things in one day. We need to understand that sometimes we just need to rest. Do nothing. That it's better to do nothing than to do something half-heartedly. Then tomorrow you do it again, you repeat it. Because your mind was not there. You're exhausted. But you're forcing yourself because of your to-do list or because of, whatever reason you have. Why does feeling every moment feel so reviling at first? At first. And it doesn't have to be destructive content. It can be something that's beneficial to you. For example, a film student, you might have stumbled on a great video, and you're watching it and you're learning a lot from it. And slowly you see another suggestion another wonderful video. Oh my God, I'm blessed today. You watch that video. You finish it, again, another amazing video, you watch it. Another video, you watch it. Another video, you watch it. And you find yourself with so much information that you can't even execute. Not that the information is misleading. The information can be well researched, it's accurate, it's truthful. But because we are constantly consuming more and more and more, it takes away the room for us to execute. It takes away the room for us to sit down and say, oh, I learned this. So how can I implement it in my way of filming, of my way of directing or production? Because you consume again. You consume again and again and again. And now you're caught in this constant loop of consumption. And that's why you find people in comment sections of these YouTube videos. They say, I just can't put myself to do what I want to do. I have this great project, I have this great idea, but I can't execute. And you find them watching another video. Why can't I execute? Another video, sorry. This is why you can't execute. Another video, do this to execute. Another video, 7 steps to execute. You find them in the same process. It's a loop in the same process. And that becomes draining over time because you're watching the right content, but you're watching too much of it. And why does sitting with nothing feel pointless at first? I've felt this. Boredom is as the word states, it's boring. It's unpleasant. It's something that you don't look forward to. I don't want to lie. You don't look forward to and say, I can't wait to be bored at 3 p.m. today, I'm waiting to be bored at 2 p.m. I'm waiting for my boredom at 7 a.m., It's not something we look forward to. But I believe our mind needs a pause. Our minds need the pause from time to time. Just to relax and to connect the dots that we have. We need a pause. Because after some time, it will be meaningful. Your mind will be re-energized. You give it time to pause. You give it time to unwind. And you'll find over time, you're able to be more efficient in what you're doing because you're not exhausted mentally. You don't have that fog. But also at times, you'll get nothing. I don't want to lie. Sometimes, boredom is not the answer to everything. It's just, it can be a pause at times. It's just take it as a pause. You don't have to always benefit from it. You don't have to always, have something to earn from it. Just give your mind a pause. Because I don't want to sit here and lie to you that every time I was bored, I got some crazy imaginative idea. I got some crazy creative idea. I got some crazy innovative thing to do, Sometimes you just pass time being bored and you think nothing of it, Sometimes nothing comes out of that moment. You just give your mind the time to pause and to unwind. And sometimes creativity will pop in. You connect ideas. You say, hey, I can do this, I can do that. But it's not all the time. Now, both sides can't be stupid, Both sides can be wrong. By both sides, I mean entertainment and boredom. So maybe the tension itself is the point. There is tension between boredom and entertainment, or productivity, should we call it. That we don't have to do everything all the time. Sometimes we have to do nothing. And there is tension in doing nothing, because at that point you'll think of a million things to do. But the choice of doing nothing is difficult. The choice of doing nothing is difficult. Is boredom something to escape or something to negotiate with? Should we escape boredom? Should we negotiate with it? What do we do when we are bored? And I don't want you to seek boredom just because people say that, it increases creativity. It's not wrong, it does. But let that not be the only reason that you allow yourself to be bored, Don't chase. It allows to give you creativity, just do it for yourself also. Just allow that pause, The pause from work, the pause from consumption, just enjoy. I know sometimes looking at nature is sometimes some people feel it's boring, the sky, the same weather, the same everything, the same. Then I look at it again and again when I'm bored. But do it for yourself as well. Don't do it for the perks. Oh, it gives you creativity, it's blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's good. It does bring creativity from time to time. But aside that, just try to enjoy it. I know it's hard, but just try to enjoy sitting there and do nothing, It's I believe it's life, Sometimes we just do nothing. We'll have nothing to do, no one to text, nothing to be productive, to share with others. Oh, I created 2 apps today. I was able to, fix this bug. I was able to fix this code. Also, I was able to create this new recipe. Life is not a competition, It's yours. Enjoy it. Even enjoy those boring moments, Enjoy them from time to time. You don't have to do everything all the time. You don't have to do everything. And what would balance look like in a world that never stops offering? And I believe finding that balance is difficult. When everything is offered to us at our convenience. Now you can get messages instantly from anywhere in the world. You can be able to get your food instantly. DoorDash, there's food delivering services. You can be able to get information instantly. Social media, ChatGTP, research instantly. When the world is offering everything at our convenience, it's difficult for us to find the balance and say, now I just want to do nothing. Entertainment at your convenience. You have your phone, you have Wi-Fi, you have data. You're sorted. Why would anyone choose boredom? Sit there and do nothing when I can do anything I want, when I can create an app from nothing, when I can scale my empire. There's so much that is going through our minds, and choosing nothing, it's difficult. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's going to be hard finding that balance. And I believe finding that balance does not mean that we will not fall back. Sometimes you'll fall back. You find yourself consuming again more than you wanted to. You'll find yourself, I wanted to, do nothing, but I found myself, it's difficult. It's okay. I think finding that balance is understanding that, you will come back to your behaviors of overconsumption. and sometimes you'll refrain from it. That balance is, finding that self-regulation, that sweet spot where you won't, it's not as if you're doing it for the sake of doing it, but you're understanding why you're doing it. You're finding that balance because you understand that its importance to your brain and to your life as well. That now it's not about, I had someone say this, so I'm doing it, because I had, my favorite podcaster say this, I had my favorite celebrity say this, I had it being spoken online. That's why, balance comes when we understand the importance of it ourselves. That it's not always about searching for that creativity, but at times it's just living life in the present. That sometimes we don't have to do anything, just live, enjoy the fresh air, enjoy nature, enjoy just sitting there and do nothing. I'm not sure if I've rambled too much about that. But it's true. Just enjoy the nothingness, because you've been doing too much. Allow your mind to rest. Allow for that pause. Face those thoughts that have been disturbing you, that you are avoiding. Face them. It won't be easy. It won't be pleasant, but it's better than avoiding them, because eventually you will meet them, and you don't want to get to the point where you meet those thoughts when they have become much worse. If you can be able to mitigate now, do it. Face yourself. Look at the mirror. Take that pause and sit with your thoughts. Don't run away from yourself, because I saw a story about a certain young lady. She said that she feels awkward when she has no one to talk to. And she was narrating about a story that she went to the grocery store to get her dinner. And on the way, she called a friend because she didn't want to sit with herself during that time. She had no one in the car. She was alone. So she called her friend, and she was kept company by her friend on the phone as she was doing her shopping. And when she got to the car, she hung up, called someone else to talk to her. She drove home. When she got off taking her groceries to the house, she called someone else. She's filling those spaces of silence with people. And I was shocked. How can you not just stay by yourself in those situations? Some people have found it so difficult to be with themselves that they need those space filled. When you get to the car, you play music. I'm not saying music is wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's just an example that I'm using. You just, you're filling the space. When you get home, you're by yourself, you're doing something. Are you running away from yourself? What are you avoiding? Are you avoiding that silence? It's understandable when you're doing it for, you're just fun, you're lifting up your mood, and you just want a good vibe. But if you're feeling the silence each and every time, it's a concern. Are you hiding from yourself? Are you avoiding silence? What does it do to you? What does it do to you? What does silence do to you? Now, I'm not here to tell you to delete your apps. I'm not here to tell you to sit in silence, because I've seen videos in TikTok, people raw dogging boredom. And it's funny that they are not experiencing boredom for themselves, but they are doing it for you to experience the experience. And now it defeats the purpose of boredom, because they're not doing it for their own sake, because they're recording it. Now, let's say, for example, your phone went off halfway through the video. Will you do it again for people to see you that you dogged 1 hour? I don't know if you get my point. That they are doing it for others to experience the experience. And that's worrying, that we can't sit and do nothing. That we need stimulation. It's just upon ourselves to evaluate, I'm just wondering if always feeling this space has quietly changed us. Has it changed us that we have this over-reliance to our phones? That even when we have nothing to do, we just want to engage and indulge in watching videos and, consuming. I'm not against watching videos. I also find myself in that particular times. I can say we have slowly and gradually found ourselves in a place where we are connected deeply with our devices, because sometimes you do it even without thinking. You find yourself tired, but you're just there scrolling. You want to go to bed, but you've just been used to it. Let me scroll a bit before I go to bed. And you're in your bed, you find yourself 4 hours in, you're giggling and you're tired, and you have work in the next 3 hours. And you're like, oh, I have to go to work and I'm tired. And while you're going to work, you're scrolling on your phone. And while you get to work, you're on your phone and you haven't done anything. And it's slowly becoming the norm. It's slowly becoming the norm. And I'm wondering, is boredom the enemy or just a signal that we haven't learned how to read yet? It is a signal that we haven't learned how to read yet. And the goal isn't to escape boredom or to worship it. Maybe the goal is to recognize when we are running and when we are resting. So the goal is to recognize when we are running and when we are resting.